What happened in Memphis on March 28th should alarm every single person who believes in democracy. Thousands of people gathered peacefully, families, organizers, elected officials, community members, exercising their constitutional rights, marching, speaking, and demanding accountability. There was no threat to public safety. There was no justification for force. And yet, just feet from the end of a peaceful march, Memphis police escalated. They advanced on a calm crowd. They tackled, beat, maced, and arrested people who were not resisting. They targeted safety marshals, the very people working to keep the crowd safe. They even used violence against an elected official attempting to de-escalate. Let's be clear, this was not crowd control. This was not public safety. This was intimidation.
That's right.
And what we experienced on Saturday, while unacceptable, is not new. For many of us, this was shocking. For our black and brown neighbors, it was familiar. Because the aggressive over-policing we saw in broad daylight at a protest is only a fraction of what happens every single day during pretextual traffic stops, routine encounters, and targeted enforcement in our communities. This is a part of a pattern that has been documented for decades, a pattern that federal courts and Department of Justice have already confirmed. So today we are not asking, we are demanding accountability. We are calling on the city of Memphis to take immediate action, release all records related to March 28th, including body cam, dash cam, radio traffic, and use of force reports. Identify every officer involved and make their records public. Place all involved officers and supervisors on administrative leave pending investigation. Launch a public, transparent city council inquiry with sworn testimony. Preserve all evidence, nothing destroyed, nothing withheld.
That's right.
Produce a full public report with findings, consequences, and corrective actions. And implement binding policy changes that strictly limit use of force and require real de-escalation. Memphis carries the legacy of the civil rights movement. This is not just history, it is a responsibility.
That's it.
People came together peacefully to speak, to march, to demand better. They were met with force that cannot be normalized, that cannot be excused, and it will not be ignored. We are demanding transparency, we are demanding accountability, and we are demanding change.
That's it.
Not later, but now.
Now.
My name is Jessica Miller, Jessicamiller. I'm a steering committee of Indivisible Memphis. And we're going to bring up some of our friends that were detained.
Hi, my name is Adam Nelson. That's ADAMNELSON. I could.
My name is Reuben
go
Birch, REUBENBURCH.
And my name is David Ram, DAVID RAHAIM.
This happened because enough people in Memphis have reached a point where we're done settling for a city that doesn't care about people or a country that doesn't care about people.
That's right.
We were there on Saturday as an expression of our collective will to build something better, to demand that we care for our folks, and the response of our city government and of the police force was to harass and intimidate us and remind us that they are the ones in charge, not us.
Mm-hmm.
And we reject that.
Mm-hmm.
And for rejecting that, the three of us were kept in detention alongside more than 100 other folks, many of whom we were there for a day. Some of them have been there for days. We heard people crying out for help and not receiving help. We were beside people who are not allowed to lay down for days at a time while they're only supposed to be there to be processed. But it's this strange limbo zone where all of the minimum standards of care that we would expect of any other institution doesn't apply when you're in intake. You can just get away with anything as long as you're in intake, but it doesn't actually take the 12 hours or the 8 hours that it should take. It takes days.
13-hour minimum.
13-hour minimum. That's what we say is acceptable, but we were there for 20, and we were one of the best treated people in there. And I'm really grateful to all of the people that I'm in a community with. I'm proud to be in a community that is building something better, that is saying we actually are going to care for people, and nobody deserves to be discarded. If nobody deserves to get snatched up and taken out of community. Safety is something that we build together. We build it by showing love for each other. We certainly don't build it by locking people in a room and stopping and forgetting that they exist. So I'm glad to be part of this movement. Let's keep building that. Let's build that world where we care about each other.
Yes. I'd just like to echo the words of my friend Adam here, and draw even further attention to the absolutely dehumanizing conditions in 201 Poplar. Every single little thing in there is done to make those people, anyone in there who has not actually seen a judge, feel less like a person, and it cannot be that way. They talk about wanting a new jail to make things better. It's not about that. They stretch it out. They don't let these people sleep. You can't lay down. You're sitting in a chair. You're told to get up out of the chair. You're given absolutely awful food. If that comes, I don't even know. I feel for every single person in there who has not even had their chance to go through the justice system, and we have got to do better. In regards to Saturday's events, it's already clear to a lot of people what happened. Just watch those videos, and we protect us.
That's right. That's right. That's it.
Go. So I think what happened Saturday is very clear to everyone. If it's not clear to you yet, the best clarification is go see it with your own eyes. There's plenty of videos and audio out there. Just look and respond to what you're seeing. But the biggest thing is there was almost 5,000 people there. There's lots of different angles, and this is what they do in the sight of 1,000 eyes. What happens in the basement here in the system is what's not seen, not reported, and uncared for. You have over 100 men downstairs right now that are not being fed properly. They're leaving the lights on 24/7. They're playing music on loop. They will not let you stand up to stretch. They will not let you lay down to sleep. If you talk too loud, you get strip searched. If you stand up too long, you get strip searched. If you talk to the wrong person, you get strip searched. If you don't talk to them, you get strip searched. This is not something that's uncommon. This is brand new to a lot of people, but this is not brand new.
That's right.
This is what happens every day. We were one of the people that were out in the quickest amount of time because we had support. What we need for everyone is support.
That's right.
When you have 100 men down there that are unsupported, that can't make phone calls, that will cut off the phones. You're not allowed to talk to people and get your information. Most people don't know what they've been charged with or when they'll see a judge.
Right.
Most people don't know if there's a court date at all. You have people in intake there for 3-5 days at a time that have not been able to lay down and sleep, that have not been able to have the lights off and sleep, that have not been able to hydrate correctly. 2 toilets for 100 men.
And it's for failure to pay. They can't afford their bail.
Failure to pay. There shouldn't be cash bail. This is a system that is working how it's designed to work, and it's paying the people that are making money off of it. The officers downstairs, they're just paid by the hour, but the food we were getting was terrible, terrible food. I want to know how many dollars a plate that is, because someone's getting a contract that's getting paid to make these conditions worse.
That's right.
When these conditions happen in our city and all these cities around the U.S. and around the globe, and this is standard, this is what a lot of people are hearing about for the first time, and they're shocked and appalled. And this is what happens. On the weekends it's slow, during the week it's slow. I asked them if it's ever fast, and they just laughed.
That's right.
So let's get our system rebuilt correctly for the people, and let's stand together and support everyone.
Yes.
And I just want to add one thing to what my friend Ruben here said, and it's just to point out what one of the shift officers said. I think it exemplifies exactly your point, and that was, this is just business. That is
Yeah.
what it is. It is a business,
Yep.
and that is not what it should be.